Hello, my name is Nicole, and thank you so much for taking the time out to listen. Every year we have something that goes on in the media that stands out among the rest. Whether it is a presidential scandal, whether it is a country that is at war, whether it is something that is dealing with our civil rights, but whatever it is, there is always a story behind the story. There's the story that we're given, and then there is the story that the elitists are given or are told about, okay, through their own brothers and sisters in their fraternal groups. Our God is not to be mocked. Our God is not dead. And our God is definitely empowering Christians all over the world to pay close attention to the stories behind the stories. Right now, as I'm recording this message, all eyes are on Russia. And why is that? The story that you've been fed, the things that you already know, we're going to put all of that aside today. All eyes on Russia. Russia right now is number one in terms of oil production. Russia right now is one of the top diamond producing countries, ranked number one at the time of this recording. I understand things will change. I know that messages get old and that there will be another country at some point that will take over a number one spot. We also know that Russia is number one when it comes to gold as well at the time of this message. Once again, countries will end up having new discoveries as there are archaeologists and scientists and so forth that are digging up things. Okay. But for now, eyes are on Russia. Okay. Now, when you have any country in the media with all sorts of manufactured stories all around it, you have to know that somebody is covering up something. And I want you all to be discerning when it comes to these types of stories that are in media. I have a background in journalism and communication, so I understand the power of print media, mass communications, if you will, broadcasting and internet and so forth. You can tell people pretty much anything, and because you are one of the top, news stations, they're pretty much going to go along with it. Well, I watch ABC, I watch CBS, I watch, CNN and MSNBC, and I know what's going on, But the point is that you don't know. Because unless you are one who is in the know, unless you are one that has some vested interest in something in one of these countries, you really don't know too much of anything. You don't know why there's war. You don't know why there is, this person going off about this thing and that thing and why it is that this administration isn't working out. And you don't know because there is order out of chaos, according to their precepts and strategies and everything else. They are part of organizations. And if you're not a part of the club, then you don't know. But if you are part of God's club, you get to find out a whole lot of stuff. Hallelujah and thank you, Jesus. And I don't want to trivialize God's, connection to us as a club, because it's not. It's a relationship. But when you draw near to the Lord, he shows you what's unfolding right before your eyes. So taking a moment and looking at the list of countries by oil production, and then if you take those countries and associate them with the crises that take place in the media, you can pretty much tie everything back to that natural resource that is so coveted. So if Russia is number one, right, which it is, when it comes to oil production, then who might be number two? Take a guess. Saudi Arabia. If you guessed, you are correct. Who's number three at the time of this message? United States. Very good. And who's number four? Iraq. Okay. Now, there are some other countries that's on the list, and each one of those countries have had some type of falling out with someone over something, and it all goes back to oil. Okay. It all goes back to oil. There is the People's Republic of China, who comes in at number 5, Iran, number 6, 7 is Canada, 8 is the United Arab Emirates, number 9 is Kuwait, number 10 is Brazil. Right? Oil now. And then further down the list is other countries, but they don't produce as much oil as these top 10 countries, okay? So you got Venezuela on there, Mexico's on there, Norway is, Kazakhstan is, Nigeria, Angola's on the list, Algeria and Oman and United Kingdom. There's a lot of them, okay? But the ones that produce the less amount of oil are at the very bottom of the list, and that would be Zimbabwe, Hong Kong, Ethiopia, Zambia. They don't produce as much at all. It's not even anything worth really talking about, okay? And therefore, that's why they're not in the media as much as those top 10 countries, okay? And there are those who pay close attention. They pay close attention to when there are new discoveries, and each like every 5 years or so, there has been an increase of production of crude oil and natural gas plant liquids from 1970 on. Okay, and so when you got folks paying close attention to things like oil, and they have a lot vested, okay, they're going to want to know, well, what else is going on and who else has discovered oil, and, how are we going to safeguard our investments over in this country, and what is it going to take in order for us to maybe get some more people over there, and if I got vested interest in a country and it's dealing with oil, then guess what? I'm going to have my people, my trusted people in that country. Okay. So let us go over there to that top diamond producing country called Russia right now. Right now, number one with oil right now, and also number one with diamonds. And then, of course, gold, which you'll have to listen to my other audio, the second portion of the gold audio. Okay, so there's not a whole lot of countries that produce diamonds as compared to oil. There's 140 plus countries that have oil production, but when it comes to diamonds, there are 10. There's Russia being number 1. Number 2 is Botswana. Number 3 is the Congo, right? Remember, lots of media stories over the years, and when you go back and do some research, you can understand why those media stories had increased, because there was also some discoveries that were made, and there were some chaos that was taking place. And once again, if I got vested interest, we got to get over there in that country and solve some matters, if you know what I mean. But we got to come up with something in order to get there, or in order to get certain things done. Number 4 for diamond producing is Australia, South Africa, Canada, 5 and 6, South Africa and Canada, Angola, 7, 8 is Namibia, 9 is Ghana, 10 is Brazil. And for those of you all who are well aware of racism, you know that there are those that are on the white power side and those that are on the black power side, and the last thing they want is black countries, right, having all of this stuff going on in them when it comes to natural resources. Oh no, we don't want you to be wealthy. You see, that's how the racist mindset is. We got to get in on this thing. And that explains why there were so many stories back in the day, right, of folks killing each other. But the story behind the story was diamonds. And some individuals were bold enough to leak information out. And folks, they don't support things like that. Killing people over things like that. The only ones that support are those that got vested interests. Now, there are those countries that produce platinum. And for some of you all, this is something that you might be interested in when it comes to investing. Once again, eyes are on Russia when it comes to platinum. Okay? Are you starting to see the big picture? I hope I'm making it plain. Russia is ranked as number 1 for world production. Number 2 for platinum. Number 2 is South Africa for platinum. Number 3 is the United States, which the United States for platinum, those numbers do not even come close to what Russia, the Russian Federation, puts out. Canada, number 4. Number 5, Zimbabwe. 6, Japan. 7, Botswana. 8, Australia. 9, Poland. And 10, Serbia. And those numbers are by kilograms, which isn't much for Poland and Serbia. But you see, when a world power, or in the case of the United States, wanting to be number 1 in all things, of course you want to build alliances with those that got more than you. Okay? Pay attention to the pattern. Now, what about those countries that produce copper, right? Russia is not number 1, but Chile is. And if you take a look back at past stories of Chile, copper production, right? Number 2 is China. Number 3 is Peru. Number 4, United States. Once again, not at the top, United States. So, of course, we build alliances, right, with those that have more than us. Copper production for Congo, number 5. Number 6, Australia. Number 7, Russia. 8, Zambia. 9, Canada. 10, Mexico. Okay, and then, of course, there's some other countries. Countries that produce silver production, okay? It's not a lot there either. But lo and behold, who is number 1 for silver production? Mexico. Now, one thing I've noticed a lot of over the years is this hate for one's own people, abusing one's own people, doing something to make life difficult for one's own people. Okay? And I can't help but tie that into manufactured events, orchestrated events, folks coming up with things to psychologically manipulate people. Okay? Because you see, I can't come out and say that I want what you got, but I could do some things, right? To get you to do some things to overthrow certain leaders, or to overthrow the leader himself. So Mexico comes in at number 1 for silver production. Number 2 is China. Number 3 is Peru. Number 4 is Russia. Russia is on the list for silver production. Not number 1, but still on the list. Eyes on Russia. Number 5, Australia. Number 6, Bolivia. Number 7, Chile. 8, Poland. 9, United States. Once again, not number 1. Number 10, Canada. So, if you want to be number 1, but you're not number 1, once again, you got to build alliances with those who are number 1. And if they don't want to work with you, and if they don't like your kind, but you insist on getting them to do what it is that you want, then you can bully them. And once again, come up with some manufactured events. So we got diamond producing, platinum producing, copper producing, oil producing, silver producing, and then in the previous audio, gold producing countries. And Russia shows up on some lists. And when a country keeps showing up on some lists for producing some natural resources, eyes are going to be on that country, and everybody's going to scramble to build alliances. And then if folks don't want to work with everybody else, well, then we know how to make life difficult. The United States has a long track record of doing just that. Our God is an awesome God. He's a loving God. And anytime people go around and say things like our country is founded on godly principles and we serve a mighty God. And when you start bringing God into stuff that you know is unethical, unrighteous, wicked, you start to anger God. And so God sets up some things to bring some establishments down to cause some chaos. Oh, you wanted chaos. Oh, I'm going to give you some chaos and there won't be no order that comes out of it. You see, God is a merciful God at times, but not all the time. And some of these leaders that go around trying to overthrow other leaders end up catching an early grave. Okay. So as you are listening to media, always keep in mind what the story is behind the story, okay? And don't be so easily swayed into believing everything just because, okay? Just because it's a pretty news station, just because you see that person in your home every night, just because they're reputable, okay? Just know that there are rich men that's running the world. Yeah, there's some women here and there, but there are still rich men running the world. And God would not have you be blind. So I thank you as always for taking time out of your busy schedule to listen. You've been listening to YouTube NM Enterprise 7. Feel free to subscribe also. If you haven't given, we do welcome donations. And if you have not checked out the other audio on Gold, please do. It is definitely worth sitting through. A 2-part series. You can break it up, take a break, what have you, but definitely listen to the entirety of that message. Blessings to you.